Welcome to Logic World. I'm playing version 0.9, the very first early access release, and they want to thank me for the support right from the beginning. So they want to add a lot of content, a lot of features, yada yada yada. Keep in mind, this is early access, as is tradition on Steam in the 21st century. They want suggestions, so they got an issue tracker, they got the forums, the Discord, and they got the email too. So rock on. I'm going to keep the screen on here because I don't mind seeing the uh the notes. The game is loading lol. Mouse hat games. So Logic World. This is a blind playthrough. I bought it last night and messed around with it for like 10 minutes or so, and yeah. They got a mod screen, not much going on. I did whip through these menus. I dialed back the volume here so I didn't feel like I was yelling. Most of this I didn't go through. I gave myself a name, perhaps a color, and that's it. In multiplayer, I don't think it has like public servers. You can host a server or join one if somebody hosts one. I think they give the software. And LAN games, that would have been a cool game. No, past tense. This would have been a cool game when I was in school 15 years ago ish. Single player. So I got a Sandbox 2 here, and I believe it's empty. Play. I don't want to go new. If the guy goes new, he's got his grasslands and his gridlands right now, and if you go into here, you can set grids and colors. So I made a Sandbox 2, which I think is empty. I booted into this to record this, and my sound was all messed up, so here's round 2. And I was playing with a few items here. So a little bit that I know, hitting tab brings up the selection menu. You may wonder why I'm saying that. It's because on my screen, this monitor is broken here, so I can't actually read that. I had to discover that through the menu key, or the settings key, that tab is the selection menu. Anyways, Logic World. It's a game about circuits. And just to start simple here, you got your inputs. And I'm going to stick with the switch and the button and the key. What is the key? I don't actually know what a key is. Oh, a key, a keyboard key. I'm thinking like a key with a lock. So if I hit enter, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a little remote control. If you right click on this thing, whoops, you got to hold right click. You go grab. You can hit Q and E to rotate stuff around. So that's kind of cool. We start simple here. We got a peg, which I can only assume is a junction point to a light to a light. So if I click and hold, it goes green. And if it doesn't like it, it goes red. Like, I'm pretty sure if we were to feed this input to another input, it would yell at me. But of course you can do that, because that's basically an OR. If you hit this enter key, or this should not be an enter key. Edit button, press any button. What if I pick the hello? So I picked the console key or the grave key, whatever they call this thing. That's kind of wild. Tween startup failed. Null property. The tween will now be killed. That seems aggressive. This is very cool, this whole nonsense. Wow. I don't even know. So if I hit this, aha, it doesn't work. But if I hit enter, it does work. So this key is probably the bad key to use because it's going right to the console. So that's fine. That's what we're going to write off as a user error. I will say, though, that a little description here, I'm sure they're going to add it. Well, I know they're going to add it because, again, this is early access. But if you hover over something, there definitely should be a little bit of a story. And there should be a warning here to not use certain keys. But maybe the game should tell you don't use certain keys. What else? So we got a switch. Whoops, I don't like that. It's going to take me a little while to figure out the keys. So I click like that, it actually shows it to the left. Well, that's weird. Oh, does it? Oh, doesn't matter which perspective I'm facing. It always wants to face it to that direction. But I suppose you can grab it and rotate it around. Okay, well, that's fine. The circuit board, I know a little bit about this thing because last night took me a little while to figure out. I still messed it up. So left, I can't even talk. Left click makes a circuit board. If you right click and go G and you hit T, you got a little circuit board here. So I want to actually put this bad guy. I deleted it. Nice. I want to put this bad boy on here because that way, whoops, a lot of user error going on here today. What is the button I'm trying to hit? Grab? Yeah, the whole thing moves. That's pretty cool. We got a junction point here, and we got a display. And I'm imagining that is just a light. This is an inverter. So I want to rotate this one actually. So I don't imagine anybody watching this is going to be amazed by this tutorial. But, oh. So this is an input, I would assume, and this is an output. Nope, definitely not. Oh, that's the light. You got to go to the stem. Okay. So that's cool. I'm feeding this input into an inverter, which puts it on, and then just feeding it straight to. But if I left click on this, we've now turned on the lever and we've inverted it so it's off and it's on. Very cool. And let's say a guy wanted to copy and clone this very complicated circuit. You could stick it here. Another cool thing I discovered, if you hit R, you don't delete your whole thing, the whole circuit. It makes you delete everything. What am I trying to say? You got to delete everything on here before it lets you delete the circuit board, which is fine. But I do think if I was to take the time to go to the developer's forum, I would suggest like a Shift R or something to delete the whole circuit, or some kind of hotkey combination that lets you delete. Like even in the options here, if a guy right clicks on something and goes to the options, there should be a way to delete something, I would think. What else? I mean, there's a lot else, right? That's an amazing circuit. I'm going to save that. Panel. I don't exactly know what panel is, but I would assume it's got something to do with these walls that I make. Like, still doesn't like it. Yeah, so something, a panel, something special. Don't know what it is. We got the switch button and the key. I haven't played with the button yet, though. Let's put the button here. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it always points it that way. Whoops, and I deleted it. Grab it and then hit E. I would prefer that this thing placed it the perspective you're looking. That's not gonna work. A little Morse code machine. Well, that's cool. What else? So here's the logic. This is just the basics, right? You got your inputs, you got your logic. A lot of this I'm familiar with because of Minecraft Redstone. I got into it around, was it 2010 or so? And after getting into it, I ended up taking it in college for a little bit, called it Digital Logics. And I liked that class. And I was good in that class. But here's the catch. That class had a purpose and a goal. It's like, here's a problem, now solve it. And that's definitely something I'm better at versus here is a open world, do something creative, because I can't do that. So we got an XOR gate. So if memory serves, if I place down these two inputs and I tie them in to this XOR gate, you've got one output. Yes, everybody's happy. So this is an XOR. You can have one on or the other on, but if you got both off or both on, it doesn't light up. So here they're both on. Oh wow, music, piano out of nowhere. Or guitar. Amazing. So and. I'm sure anybody can appreciate what the and does. And it's probably going to do exactly what I expect it to do. What's going on? Oh, that's interesting. So you can edit? No, you can't. Of course you can't edit an XOR gate. That doesn't make sense. But you can edit an AND gate up to 4. That's wild. You can AND all the things. Can you do like little jumper cables? You can. Why would you? That seems like absolute nonsense. What if you did that and like that? Can you do like really horrible wiring? Huge fan. So that's on. Off. I definitely like the graphics. Definitely a huge fan of that. The delayer. What does the delayer do? 10. Edit. 30. Amazing. So if I do this, give it some juice. Whoops. Give it some juice. Throw a display down. Tie it together. Click this guy on. And 1, 2, 3. That must be every 10 of those is a second or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's a delay. A D latch. Oh boy. I don't know what a D latch is. That's where it'd be nice to have that tooltip, eh? You just kind of hover over it. So if we just stick a lever down, this is the first way to learn how a block works. That is happy. That is happy. That is not happy. But is that not happy? Whoops, deleted it. Good job. Q. E? No. Okay, so that's not happy. I was thinking it was colliding, but it's not colliding. It's just not happy. Let's try this out here. Let's try to figure out what a D latch does. Q? Oh, overshot it. Well, this is going to be a display, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we click on this. No change. We flick on this. No change. Aha. Okay. Yeah. So it's a D latch. Wait, where's the D latch? So it makes sense that it's latching. It's now latched on. Oh, okay. So this must be like an input. And this is like a memory. That's like a write command. So if you've got your write command off, and you're writing stuff, nothing gets written. But if you give this a toggle and you say write that bit and you shut it off, it's locked. That's fun. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with myself. And an oracle. Can't even imagine what an oracle is. I'm judging by the outputs here. The long skinny thing must be the input, and the big block square helio must be the output. That's be my assumption. Again, tooltips, loading screen tooltips, those would be sweet, right? On, off, on, off, on, off. Well, I don't know what the oracle is, but it seems to just be a block, like a repeater. Whoop. And I broke it somehow. And it's fixed. I don't know if this is some crude like randomizer, because, or if I broke something. Can't be lag, right? I wonder if I had like an FPS counter on my screen or something. Tell me if it's lag. A relay. No, this is a relay. So that this Oracle thing, whatever it is, it can't be a relay. Oh boy. Green. Wow. 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 This is amazing. They let you build the most ham-fisted design. Can't even rotate something properly still. One day I'll figure out how the keys work. What an amazing circuit this guy just made. Grab it and delete this thing into oblivion. Okay, so how does a relay work? I know how a relay works in my mind. If you stick this, whoops, hello, that's, you stick that there, delete that, that's an embarrassment. Lever, boom. Aha. Aha, aha, aha. Whoops. I was just about to say, I think I'm figuring out the commands. Okay, so you've got a signal, but it doesn't pass until... I'm thinking of voltage, right? Like if you've always got 24 volts or 120 volts on something, it doesn't pass through until you enabled your coil. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful. And a buffer. I can't imagine what a buffer would be. Well, let's do the age-old test of sticking down... Whoops, deleted it. One day I'll figure out how to rotate something without erasing it. Okay, so that does not trigger that. So what if I put that there? Oh, look at that. So it lets you hook up inputs to the buffer even though it's the wrong side. This is a lamp? Okay, interesting. So I don't understand the oracle or the buffer. The oracle seems to be like a randomizer, and the name might suggest that some kind of weird random thing. But the buffer, like why would you need a buffer just to pass a signal? Because you can just do that. Yeah, so the buffer's got some sort of purpose that's not immediately obvious to me. And the panel display, I'm sure, is like everything else. I don't know how to place it, so that's fine. The singer. What is the singer? Oh, wow. Oh, this is exciting. Clearly somebody's I don't even know how to use this thing, but this seems to have the most detail in it. Wow. Oh, so this is like a musical category. So you can make a little music machine. Hmm. And type to search stuff. Neat. Well, I definitely don't have the skills to do that. But that seems very complex. Like a lot of work went into that. That was a little kick pedal, little drum kick pedal. Uh-huh. So if a guy was real musical, he could definitely make some cool in this game. And a mount. What is a mount? I mean, I got a suspicion as to what a mount would do. Ooh, I like this interface. That's as big as it gets, though, eh? Okay. Well, maybe I'm not the hugest fan of it. The peg. Yeah, the peg's just a through peg. Peg's just like a node. So it's like it's going through the floor. Right click on that. Where was the other one? Didn't I have a panel? It also went through the floor. Wrong one. Hmm. I know what these things do. Aha. Okay, so it's a wall. Imagine building a house in this game. This is kind of wild. What else we got here? Socket. And then a chubby socket. And my crude knowledge of programming, a socket is a way to communicate things. Wow. Okay. So we stick a lever here. The greens probably got to face each other, right? So you grab this thing, you hit Q a couple times, give it the old rotation. No, it doesn't work. Interesting. Oh my goodness. It's like a light switch. Wait a second. This is literally like a light switch? Why would you want to do that? You just think, oh, I gotta go plug in my phone. Well, I don't understand the purpose of that either. There's got to be something. A chubby socket versus a socket. Oh, these are two different things? Like I'm plugging that into that. Hmm. Well, first impressions, it's kind of neat and be very good for, school and stuff, right? Like I would have loved this in college doing assignments, being able to actually see something. But until they get some kind of missions and objectives in here, a guy like me is lost because I don't have the creativity. I can imagine just what people will do once once somebody with a creative personality gets a hold of this. But I need some kind of direction or like even a challenge, right? Ooh, what's this? Wow, how big does it get? As much as I like grabbing this thing, another cool thing would be to be able to type in a number like an X, Y, Z coordinate or something. Just for those real fussy people who want everything perfectly aligned.